Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope everybody is doing well. Good morning to everybody out there on YouTube land. Happy to stream free for you guys for the first 30 minutes here of the stream. Good morning to the core members over in the Discord. So we've had a pretty nice range this morning in the opening. Good 300-point range so far. Took a couple of trades pre-market and here at the open. I'm going to go through here in a second. Some news dropping now. University of Michigan sentiment lower than forecast, which is really no surprise. So market's selling off here a bit on that news. So I'm I'm up around $500 across my 5 Top Step combines. I am about less than $700 away from getting at least 3 of these funded, $800 away from another one, and then about $2,500 away from the 5th one. So this has been a great 2 weeks, guys. Very consistent trading in these accounts, up $500 this morning. If we look at the performance stats, $8,200, 72% win rate, slightly positive risk to reward, profit factor 3.5, daily win percentage 87%. So it's been really good. And this is what it looks like since I opened these. I opened them on Tuesday. I didn't trade them till Wednesday. So that's good 2 weeks, guys. I've been streaming live this since I opened them. And my goal is to get these funded. And then I'm going to probably take out, I'm going for a first payout of 2K across the 5 counts, so 10K payout. And then I'll go for a slightly bigger one, probably 20K. So that's the goal. See if I can make it happen. Easy does it, one day at a time. And we'll make it happen. How's everybody doing this morning? How's everybody's trading? Let me get this going here. I'd like to share this in the Discord. Make sure I'm letting everybody know what's going on here. Just keep an eye on airlines here. The Chinese airline Zhuanyao delays delivery of a Boeing 787 jet. Zhuanyao was due to take delivery of 787 in about 3 weeks, but delaying Boeing delivery amid US-China tariff dispute. Also, you mentioned the share of consumers expecting unemployment to rise in the year ahead to grow to the highest since 2009. Okay, so the trades I took this morning, let's see what we got going on. We got quite a bit of volatility going on. Agriculture's going up, soybeans and corn. Natural gas is in price discovery long mode. Oil's in choppy value area. Gold made new all-time highs, and that was a trade I took right here. Called it out in the free chat in the room this morning. Right around 850. So right here at the beginning of this candle, caught a huge up move. 70 ticks by I closed it and kept going all the way up to here. So that was a great trade. This is a price discovery long, right? We broke into price discovery. This is the back test confirmation off the upper band for the long signal. That was a beautiful, beautiful trade. And that was also a low volume node on the session here, right here. So that is a also, lower value extreme on this distribution, which provides additional support. So nice high quality setup there in gold. The next trade I took was on ES. And this was a value area, fade value area extreme. on the lower band here. This was pre-market right here around, I took it around 910, 915 for this nice bounce. I also called this one out in the Discord, and this one bounced for a nice, 20 points on ES, 80 ticks. So nice move there. And now I'm just kind of letting the cards fall as they may, so to speak. And the indexes, guys on YouTube, if you have any questions, feel free to drop questions in the chat. I'm going to see if we can find some good setups to trade this morning. This is my trade performance from the last 2 weeks. I'm up $500 so far this morning. Okay. I know I see people still joining in, so I know they kind of missed the intro there. So let's see what we get this morning. We're at VWAP now on the indexes. This I expect to be a choppy area. Looks like it is trying to catch some support here, doesn't it? For a little bit of a VWAP bounce. We're also at the middle of a distribution here. We could try to scalp into
Order
a
filled.
little bit of a long trade here.
Order filled. Order filled.
Caught a little scalp there. So this was a VWAP bounce, even though there was a huge rejection here. That was a stop run, guys. But this is really a VWAP bounce setup. So if you traded first touch, you were not very happy. But if you waited for the reclaim, that was a beautiful trade. So I was up, $500. Now I'm up 586. Well, $400 away from my price target today. It is, so Helen's saying you have to have quick decision making for sure, because these instruments are very volatile, and that's why. Especially, you also have to realize now we're in a heightened area of volatility. The VIX is at 40, between 40 and 60 the last couple of days. That's some of the highest volatility we've experienced since the great financial crisis of 2008 to 2010. Okay, so this market is not even close to normal. It generally moves a lot slower. There are better instruments if ES and NQ are, you don't need as fast decision making, like the Dow moves a little slower, YM. And some of the slowest markets I trade are soybean and corn. And you get a lot more time to make decisions and allow these things to play out. This is soybean. So that was a nice VWAP bounce, if anybody caught that. I caught a small portion of it.
Also seeing the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 both turn positive again.
Morning, Chuck. Good to have you. Glad everybody's here this morning. So let's see if we can get some good setups. It's very volatile, very whippy. First half hour of trading. I mean, even these candles. I mean, look at these 5-minute candles. This is a, it's a 40-point range. If you're trading on Q, this is a 160-point 5-minute candle. Very tough to manage your risk when it's that volatile. Oil is choppy. Natural gas is in price discovery here. This is an interesting area for natural gas. Now we're kind of right in the middle of this distribution. A little tough to manage risk at this spot. Looks like it already caught a little bounce there. A little late on to the party on this one. And then we have this lower band to deal with from the monthly VWAP. So really not a great setup. Looks good on the daily for more upside here. So, you know, you could always scale in with very small size with micros on natural gas, give it some room. But the long looks very interesting here on natural gas. What else we got? Soybeans, ripping, corn, grinding. Bitcoin all the way back up to almost 83 this morning. It was down to 78.5 last night.
Morgan Stanley says if risk off deepens, activity may stop, but it is still early.
Russell is relatively weak.
Again, just referring to financial sponsors, will continue to buy and sell.
All right, the indexes are trying to turn red here again. Ah, Chuck, good, making the connection. Everybody has different Discord names versus what their name is on YouTube, so appreciate the connection. All right. So I'm gonna wait for a decent setup, guys. So this is still an interesting area on the Russell. We're testing the weekly VWAP here again. Now I've already taken this trade, so I'm not taking it again. For those of you who have been trading me with me for a little bit, know that one of the core principles of the VWAP Wave system is that not all setups are equal. And the best setups come with a fresh contextual framework. So that means the first time price sets up at a level is the best. It's the most probable and it's A quality. The second time in the same location, by definition, is less probable. Doesn't mean it won't work, just less probable. So the more you go back for the same trade, you're messing with probabilities. So I try not to take the same trade twice. Will I do it sometimes? Yes, but it's got to be real good. And this one is actually not bad, to be honest with you. I might actually test this one out. Would like buyers to step in first, though. So we're going to wait, see if we have any buyers, buying pressure step in. I'm listening to the tape through Tick Strike. The sellers have taken a pause. Russell looks better than the Dow to me.
Order filled.
All right, I'm going to take a little shot here on the Russell.
Order filled.
We are looking for alternatives to comply with the water treaty.
Order filled.
Goes.
Order filled.
Boom. Some buyers stepped in there, but they're being met with sellers. Do not be. This is a fade value or extreme setup, guys. So we have a bottom of a distribution here and a pretty big fat distribution. We have VWAP lower band. Buyer stepping in. There it goes.
Jane Bound says we expect an agreement on water treaty in the coming days, and I do not expect a conflict.
All right. I mean, that was a quick 60 ticks on the Russell. Not sure anybody took that one. I'm already out. So, I scalp in and out, looking for the reaction, looking for the move. I take it, and then I wait for the next setup. So what comes next? We're already back to my, we just retraced that entire 60 ticks. And that's why I scalp, ladies and gentlemen. I got the reaction I was looking for at this level. Took my trade, took my profits, cashed out. Now I wait for the next setup.
Jane Bound says water shortages in Mexico border deals due to drought.
Oh, cool, Dale. Hella in Discord. Good to make the connections here. Yep, another fade value area extreme. That's exactly what that was. Chuck saying, I'm surprised you don't step down to the 1 minute chart to see what's happening inside that 5 minute candle. So, I have experimented with that a ton. And my personal experience is I don't need to because it creates an emotional response seeing so much busyness and move that makes me want to trade more than I already do. And I do trade quite a bit, take a lot of trades. The 5 minute tends to slow it down a little bit. That's interesting. Sellers failed to close the single prints from Wednesday. So I'm assuming you're talking about this. Which is coincidentally a big fat distribution from yesterday.
Just a heads up, it's Muslim currently speaking on the economy and policy.
It's a little different on ES. Let's see what it looks like on NQ. That was the Russell I was looking at. I see what you're saying.
5 to 10 year yields rise at least 11 basis points.
I was looking at the Russell. Different story on Russell, but yeah, I totally see. So what Chuck's saying is that the sellers failed to close these single prints. So single prints are these very small, low volume areas after a big move like that. Some people would call that a fair value gap, which is really just a low volume area on a volume profile or a market profile. It's existed for decades before it was ever called a fair value gap. So I don't use that term. Okay. This is a single print. I like Chuck's usage of that term. So sellers failed to close it. So our selling got down to here and we didn't finish it up. So, all these shorts are kind of underwater from yesterday. Is that about accurate, Chuck? All right, sellers. You can hear the tick strike, right, Aaron? You can hear it, the sellers. Sometimes you'll hear a mix because, there's buyers in silver right now that I'm hearing, but a lot of selling in Bitcoin and the indexes. And silver's ripping. So if we look at silver.
Lighter bets of Fed rate cuts. Let's see 3 policy rate reductions in 2025 starting in June.
Missed that move in silver, man. That was beautiful. All right, so let's see what we do down here. We're back down at the lower band on yes. NQ. Russell is tanking. Look at Russell. That's where I took this trade. All right, let's see what we get. So at this point, we can look for a fade value or extreme trade. But we have a lot of downside here from yesterday. So we're still in yesterday's value area, which is important. And the lower side of that value area is right here around 233 on ES. So we have quite a bit to fall to even get there. That'll be like right around here. So that's an interesting place for a long for me. So I'm going to wait for price to get down there. I'm going to set a little bit of an alert. Now let's see if we get there. Let's see what it looks like on NQ. NQ's around 200. So we're about 100 points away from that. Which, based on this market, we could do in the next 5-minute candle.
Decline down 5.4%.
Now, there's a reason I'm taking a long here. Now, the market's knifing, guys. It can keep going a lot lower, right? So if you're not fast with your executions or scalping, this would be a tough trade for you to take. This is something that I do quite often. And I'm not looking for a big reversal point. I'm looking for a price reaction as shorts cover into this natural lower distribution area. Some buyers step in. We'll get a little bounce, 20, 40, 60 ticks. And then it could keep going, or it can just dead cat bounce and go lower, right? I don't care either way. I'm just trying to catch the reaction, just so we're clear.
Shane Baum says there will be an immediate delivery of water to Texas farmers.
Dale, I think the 15, I tried using those 15 and 30-second candles for, I did a lot of testing with them. I find it just gives you so many setups, it's kind of ridiculous. And then the range you're trying to capture is much smaller. So it's harder. So for anybody who's just joining, we're watching this lower area distribution on NQ and ES from yesterday as a fade area. I haven't quite got to it. I already traded this value area low on today's distribution, which looks like this, right? So here's our distribution from today with our value areas like that. So this is kind of a, could be a price discovery short here.
Jane Bauer says a rainy season can help Mexico.
This is where we would get the back test.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Of course,
Order
you find
filled.
all of these,
And it's happening, guys.
yesterday,
Right?
Trump warned tariffs and sanctions on Mexico over water treaty.
See that? Back test of the lower band. We got a reaction. Pretty clean one, too. 50 points on NQ. So that was a short. I took a little scalp on that one. Very small. I'm up 632. Across 5 accounts. Yeah, so Eric, it's valid. Eric's saying, what are your thoughts on using the VWAP from the start of the New York session versus daily? So they're both extremely valid things to watch. They both work. And you're going to get levels from both of them. So, you know, it just depends on whether you're willing to add another thing to watch and trade off of. I feel like I already have a lot. I'll throw it on there once in a while just to kind of see what it looks like and see whether we're at an interesting area or not. But they are 100% valid. I was showing some back tests of it in the group coaching last night, and you know, you could see a ton of reactions to price at that RTH open, VWAP and its bands. Yeah, we did it off of Trump's candle, right? So that's all the way back here. So not just time, but significant events like Trump's candle. I don't know if I got that one good enough, but you know, you can kind of see. And this is overnight, but it's applicable, man. It really is. This was a price discovery short right here. Oh, we already traded the value extreme long already. I traded on the Russell, but I called that one out a little earlier. It was right here. I took that trade. It went all the way up to here. So it was, Dinesh, a value area extreme long. And I took that trade in the Russell. I don't know why that is price action, man. I'm wondering. Let me try a couple of things here with the sound, guys. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me right now? This is just for Discord listeners. Barely, but you can hear me. Okay. But it's not as good. Okay. Interesting. Let me try this. I'm going to turn off YouTubers. Thank you for joining me. I streamed for the first 30 minutes on YouTube. And then I just turned off that mute. But do you get that robot noise that Price Action Man is talking about? Like an echoey? Okay, that's interesting. It's very clear. Is my audio very clear for you, Eric? Okay. So, Price Action Man, I'm wondering if that is unique to you. So we put in our IB low here, guys. We're getting a bounce reaction. We never did get down to the area I wanted to for the additional long, so I'm not taking this short again. I already took it. Yeah, that was a nice bounce on the IB low. That's a faded value or extreme off the IB. All right, guys on YouTube, thanks for joining me this morning. If you ever do want to join the whole stream, there is a free trial in the Discord. I stream until about 11:30, 12 p.m. in the Discord. I answer questions, and we go over charts, and we take trades for the rest of the morning. So if you ever want to join me in there, grab one of those free trials. Hope to see you in there. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend, guys. If you have any questions, join me in the Discord. Just hit up that free chat. Happy to help you. For everybody else in the premium, the Discord, let's keep trading.